Time go dark. Hi, folks. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in the heartbeat of the San Gabriel Valley of Southern California. That guy out there is?
Rick Levy, just a little bit further south, also in Southern California.
In Southerner California.
I don't know that we have much of a heartbeat here, but...
Yeah, barely a pulse, folks. Barely a pulse. You know what? Rick and I today, I'm really kind of jazzed because I have been chasing this brand for at least a year and a half, watching it. It's called Los Sundays. Now, I don't know if you folks are...
I believe that translates to The Sundays?
The Sundays, yeah. Rick is my translator of tequila marketing happy talk. We used to call this Los Domingos, but hey, you know, I think there's a mezcal now called that, so you can't use it. But anyway, this brand has been really popular on Instagram. So I've been asking for samples, and finally I got it like after a year and a half, and it's kind of clean. You know, it doesn't say a whole lot for the bottle, and the, you know, it's a very simple, and not a whole lot of the Instagram. What was interesting is that the Instagram was primarily one person that was doing all the Instagramming. I don't know who she is, and I don't know if she's related to the owners or what, but anyway.
I understand they're trying to position the brand as, you know, youthful, vivacious, a way to expand the market in a younger, you know, more female demographic.
Probably millennial, you know, and whatever comes up after them. But anyway, as usual, we're going to taste the juice first. Then we're going to tell you all the ins and outs, tell you where it's coming from. We just broke the seal off of this before we came online, and I'm going to use my Stasel Jarrito for tequila. Pour some dangerously over my keyboard. Don't do this at home, folks. We are professionals, okay? Oh, hello. Okay.
Professionals who have spilled tequila in their keyboard.
Yeah, I know. That's how we've become professionals, by spilling tequila. You got to spill it. What was it? You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet. Well, here we are. It's a very clean look. So what I like about it is that, you know, it doesn't have the overly pretty bottle. It's got a nice bright label that stands out, you know, on the liquor store shelves. Trying to look for some legs and tears. It's bright and clean. I mean, what you get in the bottle is what you're getting in the glass. Oh, nice legs and tears, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty. I don't even know if you can see that on my camera, but it's a middle of the afternoon here for us, so we happen to be in the same time zone, which is a rarity for a lot of the TJs. I've got TJs in every time zone, including
spanning the globe.
Spanning the globe to bring you the best of tequila and agave spirits. I sound like a wide world of sports. Remember the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. I was so bad for that guy, because when he came down from that downhill,
the ski jump.
The ski jump. Oh, the wipeout on the ski jump, and to watch it every week. That poor bastard. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a great nose.
Oh my goodness. Wow. How did that happen? Okay.
Really full and bright, grassy, citrus.
Yes. It's a cooked agave. I mean, we know a lot about this distillery, where it comes from. There's a lot of brands that come out of there, including some of our favorites, like Siempre comes out of there. Vivir, that we've done, that is now available in the United States, that was only UK only. and now they have the other two varietals, which I can't wait to get to because that one was a different flavor profile and nose. This one's really bright.
Yeah. Do we know anything about their process?
I have, well, we were contacted by one of the PR companies involved in the reason this company now can reach out to more people is because they have just secured $3.5 million Series A round closed out by Circle Up Growth Partners.
Check.
So, yeah. Are you happy now? Anyway, that's just an inside joke, folks. You guys won't get it until send me a direct message. I'll tell you all about it. But yeah, this is it's a growing consumer base. So apparently, like you were right, Rick. They're trying to reach out to more people now. It's time for for them to go a little further. So they took on investors. $3.5 million is actually pretty good. They've opened up new territories, so it's going to be available more in California, Texas, New Mexico, Indiana, Kansas, Nevada, New York. So it's going to go everywhere. I mean, that's a lot of territory to cover. Georgia, Rhode Island. Wow, they're going after the control states too. That's some serious stuff. So, but okay, here we go. You asked me about the process. What I've got here is it says it's crafted from a unique blend of sustainably farmed highland and lowland, which is common with this distillery. You get that a lot. Some of my first favorite ones, Calavera, used to be made there, did the same thing. The combination of highlands and lowlands. Now it says Los Sundays is distilled in a family-owned, female-run distillery in the heart of Jalisco. I believe the owner is a female.
Right. When I read that, I was thinking, wait, is this made at Vinos y Licores Azteca?
No.
It's like, no. So, there's a boss lady in charge of the
they have a lady with pedigree. I think her name is Cecilia Maestri, because that's Casa Maestri, basically, the distillery where it comes from. And so I guess they have a lot of wherewithal to be able to make them in different styles. So they have one of these brands is a coconut infused, but they don't go very much into anything else. It's sustainably farmed, family owned, female run, and that's it. Okay, so as usual, we just have our taste buds to go by, and here we go. Now I like the nose. The nose is clean.
I'm impressed with the nose. So, I saw it came from a huge maquiladora. I saw that, okay, it doesn't look like they're investing a lot into the packaging. They're not going for, these deep cultural roots kind of angle. And so, they're looking basically at like an entry market or try to convert some people from the big industrial brands. And so it's like, okay, well, it's not really going to take much to hit that target, right?
Right.
But I'm particularly surprised by this nose so far, so I'm really happy.
As soon as we popped the cork, it was like instant agave, and these bottles have been sitting in my living room for maybe a week and a half, something like that. So not very long.
Yeah, no, just right before we started the camera, we were taking the plastic off, so these have not opened up. This is just right out of the bottle, and it's jumping out of the glass.
Well, it's a bright, maybe a little bit of citrus, like just a touch of lime. Not a lot. It's more agave and plant forward. Might be some herbaceousness, like in the center of the glass, a little bit. No alcohol. I'm not getting any real alcohol coming up to me.
Right. Yeah. No defects or strange artifacts that I'm pulling out.
Just actually, if you have to dig for the alcohol, it's like, if you have to dig for the alcohol, then it's not even offensive. It's not even, it's just presenting the rest of the aromas is what it's doing. I think we should dive in and see what we get here.
Wow.
Mm.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Oh, that mouth feels really good.
Oh yeah, it's got a great texture to it.
You know what I liked is on that first pass, it was sweet on the entry, not really sweet, but I liked it that on the finish, I got a little bit of pepper right at the tail end of my palate, pepper, and then down, and the finish is like medium to short right now. That could lengthen a little bit.
Yeah. I'm getting a really nice pepper bloom. It's
See,
like
I
down
didn't,
the sides and across the back of the palate,
yeah,
top of the throat.
I didn't get it at the mid palate. That was weird.
Right.
I
Yeah,
finally
it's
got
not
it
center palate.
back. Yeah, it's not like a big explosion of pepper at mid palate. It's to the rear.
I'm I'm really pleasantly surprised with this. Wow. This is a real treat for the demo that they're going for. To be trying to go for that kind of entry, or converting from the high end. If it's not your first step into tequila, maybe it's the second after you've had like the Herradura and Patron and those. Maybe you want to try to go for something a bit more fun, or what have you. But man, this really delivers for that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, you know, you always have to, because marketing and tequila are two separate animals that are trying to dovetail together, and sometimes it doesn't work. And Rick has coined that term for us. It's the tequila marketing happy talk. Sometimes the happy talk doesn't match up with what the tequila is, and it's a rarity when you get that perfect storm where three or four of the elements that need to make it a successful brand actually reach an
Yeah.
agreement. And I tell you what, I know that they've been. If you look at their Instagram, it's a lot of it's at the at this point they become cliche for me. For seen a lot of other brands try to emulate each other. They're all at the beach. They're all with friends. They're all, the bros with the ice in the glass, or it's in a cocktail, whatever, or there's somebody's butt is holding onto the bottle. You know what I mean? It's always a butt in a bottle, always. And everybody's done it. Even Casamigos has done it. So, but there's some substance here. I'm hoping that they take some of that money that they have invested, and maybe they tweak the marketing to match a little bit more about this is a substantial tequila. It's
Yeah.
not a shooter. And what I like is I think it's got enough character to stand up to the newer cocktails, like a Paloma, for instance, or tequila and soda. This would be great with a tequila and soda. I, I'm kind of dumbfounded because that's not what I expected.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, yes, in their marketing, they say that they've been winning awards, and, sometimes you have to take that with a grain of salt as well. But yeah, I can totally see why.
Yeah, and sometimes sometimes the names just don't match up. That Rick and I have done several things. There are brands. If you read the brands that come out of that distillery, you've got some really dumb names. I mean, and Los Sundays. I kind of get it. It's almost like Spanglish. So I tell you what, maybe they should concentrate on the Latinx demographic, because it matches. That they are. I fall into that a lot because I speak Spanish, but the problem with me is I don't practice it enough until I've had a few tequilas, or I'm surrounded by family members that only speak Spanish, and then my Spanish gets better. But most often it's Spanglish, and I think this would be really, really good with. I think that market, that demographic, would really appreciate a tequila like this, that is kind of a modern version of what maybe their parents and their grandparents grew up drinking. I think they're onto something. You know, who am I to give them? You know, I didn't get asked to invest in any of this.
Well, I don't know. If their parents and grandparents are drinking Tragos Amargos, then the kids are going to be doing a lot better with this.
Yes, yeah, tragos amargos, muy amargo. Don't want to do that. And by the same token, you know, the tried and true brands that used to be Mexican owned, are no longer, like Cazadores. That's not the Cazadores, not even the Don Julios or Don Julio your parents grew up drinking. So I think they're onto something if they maintain the approach to the market that they're after. I think you're right. You hit it right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hey,
But you know, it would be a shame to limit themselves to that demographic.
no,
You know?
I get that. Well, they're obviously not, because if they're going to go into Arkansas, I mean, come on, you know, Georgia's a hotbed for tequila. You can attack the hotbeds.
It's from Arkansas.
Yeah. Hey, you know, there's a good friend who's got Hermosa tequila. They're available in Kentucky. Who knew? Who knew? But I think you agree with me. This is a Brand of Promise nominee, at least in the Blanco category. This is a pleasant surprise. I really had no idea what to expect. And the reason I had no idea, and I kind of was trepidatious at first, is within this line, there is a coconut flavored tequila. And that could only spell either danger or fun. With Rick and I, it's been dangerous, because we have had some flavored tequilas that we would not serve to anybody. I've had some flavored tequilas that'd be great as a marinade. Okay. Yeah, lime shot.
Pour on your pancakes.
Yeah, or pancakes, exactly. Yeah, but yeah, is there anything else that let's do we have a price point on this?
Yeah, it starts around $36 for a 750.
Wow,
That's a great price point for this.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger truck, man. Back up the truck, because it won't. You know, again, that demographic, not deep pockets. This is great. You drink this all day long.
Yeah.
This is let me get you bear with me here after I find it. Destiladora del Valle del Tequila. That's known 1438. You got some great brands coming out of there. You know, names like Y40, Vivir, one of my favorites. Siempre, again, one of our favorites. What else is coming out of there? Identity, which that's another, you know, popular brand. Celia Maestri, that's the matriarch of the distillery, the female owned. They have one called Doña Celia. All kinds of brands come out of there. El Sueño, which is one that is a mixto now coming with Vivir. They brought in a 70-30 mixto instead of going diffuser. So it's cost effective and great for, I think, what did we say? You and I were talking about diffuser tequilas, or doing cristalinos. Forget it. Do a Joven. Yeah. I'd rather have a great 70-30 mixto than a cristalino, extra añejo cristalino coming out of a diffuser distillery that I'm paying a ton for the bottle, right? So,
right.
I love it. Love it.
But this is 100% agave.
Yeah.
So this one is not a mixto.
Nope, not at all. But anyway, that's our take on Los Sundays. But stick with us, because we're going to go through the entire line shortly. This is the Blanco, Los Sundays Blanco. Very, very well done. Congratulations to those folks. Oh, look at the bubbles.
Yeah, it's taking you this long. Usually, that's the first thing you go for.
You know, again, the name and the marketing, but that's got some substantial bubbles too. So again, it's not a tell all or be all where it comes to quality, but it's a really good sign. So it's a really good sign. And that's our take on Los Sundays Blanco. Stick with us. We got the whole entire line coming up. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That guy out there is
Rick Levy, also in Southern California.
You've been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. Hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a like. It helps us on the YouTube algorithm, because everything is run by AI now. If you're listening to us on the podcast, they download it at Spotify. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.